Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to today's video. Today we're taking a look at this little smart accessory right here for your iPhones called the Embr. Now I don't know if you've heard of this before, but it's what I'm wearing right here on my wrist. So let me explain what this little guy is right here. This acts as your very own personal thermostat. So wherever you are, you can feel comfortable. So if say I'm too hot or too cold, you actually have two options right here. As the founders put it, the Embr delivers thermal relief on demand. So with the press of the button, you can feel warmer or cooler in any environment. Well, as you guys can see, I managed to get my hands on one of these devices right here. So in today's video, I wanted to give my fair and honest review of this device. I'm gonna go over everything you guys need to know about the Embr, how to use it, how to set it up, when you should use it, who it's for, and give my honest opinion of does this thing really work? All right, let's take a look. All right, well, let's start off by taking a closer look at the device right here. It's pretty simplistic. You have this light bar at the top, which actually has three buttons. You have one in the center to turn it on and off. You have one on the left to get it colder, and you have one on the right to activate the warming modes. Now, taking a look at the back, this is where the magic happens. This is the pad right here that actually heats up and cools down. There's only a couple things going on here. You have this really nice wristband that actually comes with it. It reminds me of the one that you can get for the Apple Watch that's pretty expensive. And then the only other thing on the device that I want to show you is the charging port right there. Just like the Apple Watch, it's magnetic, so it just snaps into place right there. And you can either wear it on the top of your wrist right there, or you can flip it around to the bottom. Either way works in my opinion. I feel like this way is just a little bit more comfortable. Honestly, when I'm like at my desk typing, I don't want the thing under my wrist, so that's kind of why I place it right on the very top. So when do you use this thing? Where is it meant to be used? Now, Embr is meant to be used in your daily routine. So the most common examples are if you're at work, in a meeting, in the office, if it's too cold, you can use this little guy right here to quickly warm up and feel more comfortable. But for people in offices who have a space heater underneath their desk during the winter time, or in the summer when the office is freezing, some people call it women's winter, I could see this device being very useful. And it actually does really work, but we'll discuss that a little bit later in this video of exactly how and why it works so well. Like I said, let's start off by talking about when I have used this, because I've had this device now for about a week, and I've been using this throughout my daily routine on just different things that I'm doing. I was going to the mall, just running some errands. It was super hot there. I was able to flick this little button right here and turn on the cooling mode, and it actually gave me some pretty pleasant and immediate relief. Now, as well as at the mall, I also use this when I'm just kind of outside. It's freezing. I'm on the Northwest up in Washington, so it's pretty cold up here. So when I was outside, I was able to flick this button again and turn on the warming mode and actually warm up a little bit. So that was really nice as well. Another area that I used it is after my workout in the gym. I was able to turn on the cooling mode once again and cool down post-workout. So that's kind of where I used it in my personal daily life. Alright, so for this part of the video, let's take a look at the device itself. It's really simplistic on the front. You pretty much just have this light bar right at the top. If you press the center, that turns it on, and on the left side you have cooling, and on the right you have the warming feature right there. So let me pull my phone over and show you guys what's going on within the app and how you use this guy. So here's my phone, and here's this guy right here. So you actually don't need the app, but it's really nice to have when you're using it. Again, like I said, you can turn it on right in the center. You can activate a cooling mode just like that. Again, press the center to stop it. You can press the center to turn it off. Again, press the center to turn it on. And the right side, if you just hold it down for a second, actually activates the warming feature. The LED is red right here. It's indicating it's in the warming mode right now, but it's in the 5-minute warming mode. Now there's actually two modes. There's a 5-minute warning, a 3-minute cooling, and then there's a 30-minute warming and a 30-minute cooling. So when I'm in the 5-minute warming right here, noted by the really dark LED, dark red LED right here, I can actually just double tap on the fly. The purple indicator indicates that it's changed to the 30-minute warming mode. As you guys can see right here by the magenta color, it means that it's in warming. but it's actually in the 30-minute mode. Now, if you guys saw, it changed to a purple entire LED light right there. That is what it looks like when it's going through the recharging phase. So like I said, the heat comes in waves. It warms up for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then it recharges right here, back to warming right there. Now it's in the cooling mode, the 5-minute cooling mode, noted by the dark LED right there. If we double tap again on the fly, it's more of a turquoise right there for the 30-minute cooling mode right there, and that is freezing. Okay. Alright, so that is how you use it just on device. But like I said, the app actually adds some awesome functionality. You can control everything that we just did on here on the actual application itself. You can start the warming mode, and as you guys can see, it says base temp plus 2 degrees right here, and it says ramping up your session right at the top. And as you guys can see, it's in the quick warm 5-minute mode right here, noted by the red LED. Also says it on display. Again, you can stop it, go into the cooling mode right here, -2 degrees right here. And this can actually go all the way down to -14, or the warming mode can go anywhere between 1 degrees and 16 degrees. Now, you can actually adjust it to be colder just by continually pressing the negative button right here. It takes a second to ramp up your session every time, but you can continue to get it colder and colder and colder, or warmer and warmer and warmer. Again, if we double tap right here, then it goes into the 30-minute cooling session right there, extended cool, 30 minutes in progress. It's recharging right now with the purple LED. If I go to modes right down here, you can choose which default mode you want it to start up as. As you guys can see, when I started it out, it started with the quick warmth and quick cool, but you can actually set the default to be the extended warmth and the extended cool, just like that. And if you go over into the settings right here, you can change the LED night mode, so it makes the LED on device a little bit darker. If I turn this guy on, that's my biggest con, honestly, is the LED is already pretty dim, and in night mode you can almost barely see it. So I just leave that off. It's kind of perfect conditions at night. I wish the LED got just a little bit brighter. Anyways, you can turn on extended heat if you want, which allows you to warm all the way up to 16 degrees. But in my opinion, really anything above about 9 or 10 degrees is substantially warm. It's almost too warm for your hand. So I really do like this. It gets really hot to the point where you don't want it on your wrist if it's in 13, 14, 15, 16. But again, it's really kind of just based on your own comfort level. You can continue to get it hotter, but every time it will ramp up your session for just a second. Anyway, that is the basics of how to use this device right here by itself or use it with the application. The very last feature is you can see some statistics of how much you've used it today, but just little things. Those were the main key features, is the different mode changes right there, as well as the extended setting options right here. Anyway guys, that is the basics of how to use your Embr Wave. Let's continue with this video. Alright, now comes the interesting part of the video. How exactly does this device work and function and actually do its job pretty damn successfully, in my opinion? And I must say, the website does a great job at explaining how it does what it does so well. And if you guys want to know more information about this, definitely check out the official website. I'll have it linked in the cards now. Now, the Embr Wave is based on the key insight that warming or cooling one sensitive part of your body can actually improve your overall comfort without changing your core body temperature. So it's really not meant to replace a jacket on a cold winter day, but it is meant for people who are often too hot or too cold in environments where everyone else feels comfortable. Anyways, we see this phenomenon in everyday life. If you're, say, cold on a winter day, you hold a hot cup of coffee or put your hands by a warm fireplace. And this is essentially the same thing. This warms up one specific part of your body, and it kind of distracts or tricks your mind into feeling more comfortable. It makes your whole body feel a lot more comfortable. Or in contrast, on a hot summer day, in the hot summer sun, you put your feet into cold water. It's just one sensitive portion of your body that is cooler or warmer, but it makes your overall comfort substantially increase. It's weird. It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But really, and surprisingly to me, I must be honest, this device really does work, and I'm really not promoting you go out and buy it. I would highly suggest to try it if you ever get the opportunity to, because like me, I was blown away with how well it actually works. When we first received this product, I'm not going to lie, I had my doubts. I had no idea how this tiny of a device was actually going to make me feel more comfortable in my daily routine, but it actually does. And that's why I really wanted to make this video going over what exactly it does, how it works, how to use it, pretty much everything you would need to know about this smart wristband right here that is a thermal temperature changer. So again, this device is really not meant to replace like a jacket in the wintertime or whatever cooling device you use in the summertime, like a spray bottle, I don't know. It's not meant to replace your typical things to stay warm or cool. Anyway, it's with this observation that changing just one part of your body's temperature can adjust your overall comfort that the developers came to understand that your mind is kind of hardwired this way. It's your mind's response to pleasant thermal sensations, big or small, that actually trigger regions in the brain that control pleasure and thermal comfort. And that's why this device works so damn well. I guess the most simplified and dumbed down way I could put it is this device does get pretty damn hot. So if you're in a very cold environment or just a mildly off temperature where you are just a little bit chilled inside, this device definitely does take the edge off of a very hot room or a very cold room, whichever you're in. Alright, so coming to the end of this video, let's wrap up and recap some of the pros and cons of the Embr Wave. So, one of the major things that I wanted to recap and point out is this thing actually works. Alright, so next up we have the design of this guy. And here I'm kind of 50-50. The Milanese kind of chain loop, it's super premium. This device looks really sweet in your hands and on your wrist. But all in all, it's a little bit bulky. It's pretty much the size of my entire wrist right here. One thing I could have seen them doing is maybe putting it horizontal instead of vertical right here. That would have made it look a little bit more pleasing in my opinion, but just minor little changes. All in all, you're getting a very premium device. The build quality is incredible, but again, in my opinion, it's just a tad bit bulky. I love the simple design. There's just a couple buttons on the front, basically to turn it on and turn on cooling or the warming mode. Really simple, I like that, but they honestly could have just added like a clock to make it like a watch or something very simple like that. I feel like would have been a great addition in this case. The number one pro that I really did like about this is battery life. It lasts forever. I can go 3 or 4 days without having to charge this guy. But when it comes to charging, like I showed you earlier in this video, it actually does have a charging port. So again, let me let my camera focus, and there we go. It's a USB micro charging port right on the front right there, but it's underneath the band. The band wraps around this way. So you almost have to take the band off to actually charge the device. And that's just a little awkward in my opinion. They could have almost put like a wireless charging feature right here where you put it face down on a dock. Maybe in version 2, again, this is like one of the first devices of something like this to be on the market. So I could expect future editions to come out of this guy. But in its current state, it's a little awkward, I must say. Now I'm sure everyone thus far throughout this video has been wondering, what does this guy cost? And that to me right here is the biggest con of this video. In my opinion, they could have just lowered the price a tad bit and had quite a bit more people actually want to try this thing. The good thing is right now, if you guys are watching this video for a few more days, there's currently a $50 discount on their website right now during their Christmas holiday sale. So it brings the price down to $249. So again, still pretty hefty, but if you are a person that is commonly cold or commonly hot, this does actually work and makes you feel quite a bit more comfortable in everyday environments. Alright, so coming to the very end of this video, what's my recommendation? Should you guys actually buy the Embr Wave? This is a rather revolutionary product. I've never seen anything else like this on the market that actually somewhat controls your temperature, and it really does make you feel more comfortable in everyday environments where you're too hot or too cold. And like I said, the battery life is great. You really won't have to charge this guy too often, and with all of the app features on your smartphone, it really does make it a pretty interesting device to pair with your iPhone or your Android. Anyway, those are some of the major pros of why I would buy this, but there's just a few minor quirks of why I'm hesitant to recommend it to everyone. There's a few things of why this product just quite isn't perfect. It is the very first generation of it, and with the second generation, I could see them adding a few minor things like making it easier to charge, slimming it down a little bit, maybe changing the orientation of how it's placed on your wrist, and maybe adding just a simple clock on the very front of it. Just a few minor things, that and lowering the price just a tad bit to make it more accessible to everyone out there that might be interested in something like this. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I know it was a little bit different than what we typically cover on this channel, but like I've been saying throughout multiple videos in the past, we're looking to expand on what we're reporting on, and smart accessories for your phone I thought would be a great avenue to take a look at. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Once again, definitely subscribe and hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video. But until next time, guys, this is Tony signing out.